right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. We got Colby, Vance, and Brandon Wood over here in the house. We'll see how much stuff we can get stirred up.
I think we can work out something.
But first, we got to thank our marketing partners. Virginia 811, call before you dig if you're in Virginia. GAC, Great American Company. Can't thank those guys enough. Black Acid Apparel, man. Brandon, if you want some shirts made or a hat, you can have one or have 100 made. Bondurant Brothers Distillery. Everybody's 21 here, so if Jack had some, we could sign.
Well, I got it. I got some in the car down there because I should have brought it up. I didn't think about
it. Factory Canopies, man. They gave us this nice tablecloth and these nice chairs, man. I mean,
these are nice too.
I mean, super nice. MPM Marketing. If you need some help with your social media stuff, she can teach you. I think one of her sayings is, once you put it on the internet, it's there. You can't take it back. So, NC811, Safety Clean, Performance Plus, and last but not least, Langley Speedway. Can't thank those guys enough for allowing us to do the show here. With that,
hello, Eddie Clark. Hello, Eddie Clark, MPM Marketing. Kersey Young is with us. Well, I know me and Colby probably do look good.
That's right.
But
that's right.
We're going to forget about Scott looking good, Kersey. So don't.
You can't forget about
Scott. Kersey had a hard time. Had a bad time this weekend at Madura.
Oh yeah.
Lap, I think 2 or 3. I'm not sure which one it was. She destroyed her car.
Ooh.
So they're in the rebuilding plane at Madera this weekend. So good luck to you soon. There's Charles Poindexter. And I ain't talked to Charles Poindexter in a long time. But anyway.
I'm sure he's got a story for you.
All right. In the news this week, in the Cup Series, Martin Truex Jr. came away with the win. We're working on getting Scott looking sharp with a new suit. What does that mean? They ain't on your suit?
We got a fire suit coming, man.
Oh, cool.
I mean, you got to fake it till you make it.
Hey, that's
right. You've been faking it for a while.
That's right there.
You've been faking it for a while.
I'm going to look good.
Okay. In the Xfinity Series, Austin Cindric won, and Ty Gibbs finished second. So he's 2 races, first and second.
Who would have thought that, really?
I wouldn't have thought it.
Not the way we've seen him drive around here a couple times.
Yeah.
Or in the K&N stuff.
Yeah.
In the ARCA,
he's got a little bit of a reputation. I am surprised.
Yeah.
But I mean, winning the damn, I just lost my train of thought. The race on Friday night, and then almost winning the Xfinity race.
Yeah, he won.
But I'm sure he had some really. I mean, he's already got really good help, and really good equipment. But I'm sure that was plussed with the Cup team and the Xfinity team being there.
Mm-hmm.
The West Series, Ty Gibbs won the West race. At South Alabama, they ran the Rattler this past weekend. Ty Majeski got the win. And the night before was the Baby Rattler, which I'm not sure how the distinction goes there, but Stephen Nasi won that one. At Caraway, this past weekend, they had the Smart Modifieds. Matt Hirschman won the race. Bobby Labonte is running the series this year, and he finished 9th.
He said he wasn't happy with that.
I know.
He was so upset.
In the late models up at Caraway, Dylan Ward got the win. We mentioned Madera Speedway out in California. The pro late models, Carlos Vieira got the win. And in the junior late models, Kersey had her bad wreck. And so I'm not sure who won that race because I kind of turned it off after that point. In Hickory this past weekend, they had a full card of racing down there this weekend. The Carolina Pro late models, Nick Loden got the win, and our buddy who's going to be with us next week, Leland Honeyman Jr. He finished 6th in his first time in the car in 2 years?
At least 2 years.
At least 2 years. So that was pretty good. Down at Hickory in the Carolina Crate models at Hickory Speedway, Kevin Orlando got the win. And in the regular Hickory late model races they had there, Caden Honeycutt came away with win number 1 and win number 2 in the twin 40s.
Dang.
At Coastal Plains Speedway, TJ Barron got the win at Coastal Plains. So busy weekend. Back we're seeing the racing beginning to pick up a little bit now. They had the Day of Destruction out here. I don't know who won that, but anyway.
Mason said if we got to text you, he was gonna bring you some lattes.
Some lattes. If they're over there working, I'll go over there and have a couple lattes with them.
Oh well. Anyway, so that's all the news we got basically now. So we can turn it over to Colby Vance.
All right.
Are you ready to go this year?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, it's been a definitely really busy off season. I'm going to be running Super Streets again this year. Going to go after a championship. Still trying to do that. Supposed to be driving a modified full time for Tony Steele this year too. Them guys are getting everything ready to go, and they've been pretty busy up there. I've been up there a few times to help them out with it. So supposed to be doing that, and then we got all the enduro stuff I've been finishing up and trying to get everybody going on. Everybody that's been with the Parts Barn crews pretty much coming back. And then also we got, I guess you can call it an announcement of Cody Bryant's going to be moving up to the U-Car division. So I'm finishing up building that. So my hands are definitely tied, and I don't know how much more thin out I can be spread. So I'm tired, but hey, I'm ready for a good busy year, and hopefully we're able to end up victory lane a lot this year. So
last year was a kind of abbreviated thing last year, somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
What all took place last year? Give us a rundown on last year. Now, do you want to talk about it? That's the next question.
I'll go into it. I'll go into it a little bit, I guess, because I'm sure a good portion of people are wondering. So we started off the year obviously with COVID, and we started with July, I think. We won 2 races in a row. Well, technically won off 5 in a row, but we won 2 races in a row, and then the 3rd and 4th race, it was a twin night. We got thrown out. Well, I say thrown out. We got put back to 6th place points because for a tire incident. Long story short is we're allowed to buy 5 tires opening night, and you only run 4, and then the brand new one's a spare. So what I did that night was on that tire, that was a 1 tire night also. So the tire I bought on race day in the rules, it does say in the rules that you're supposed to run that tire that night on that race night. But what I did was the 5th tire that I bought on opening night, I ran that as my 1 tire for the weekend, and then I put that tire I bought on race day and put that as my spare. So all I was basically doing is just keeping fresh tires in inventory. And it was a rule that I slipped up. It won't nothing me trying to beat around the book. I know a lot of people was thinking I put 2 tires on or whatever you want to call it. That was 100% on my fault. So we lived and learned from that. Got 6th place points for both races for that. And then the following weekend, they tore the motor down and they threw us out for they say a non-compliant part. And that's all I'm really going to go into that pretty much, I think. So that's all I'm going to say. So, but I don't have what's the word?
Ill will,
I guess, towards any officials to the track. We've talked it out. You know what I mean? We've made up. It's I guess both sides, we disagree, and normally they agree that they made the right decision, obviously. But I don't have any ill will. That's done and over with. We come back to run the last race of the year after we got the motor put back together, and we had a problem with the distributor in practice, and I was kind of ready for the season to be over with. I just ended up packing up and going home that day. So, but we got everything figured out. We're ready to start out another fresh year. But yeah, so we're ready to go. That's really about it.
Modifieds and street stock.
Yep, modifieds and street stocks. That's the plan.
All right. Now, how many have you been in a modified before?
I ran 1 race last year. Yep, Tony let me. So Roger Sawyer drove a few races for him, and then Roger, I don't know if he wants to admit it or not. I think he found out that
he ain't as young as he used
he's
to
not
be.
as young as he used to be, and he said that in the shop. He said it took a lot out of him, and I'm sure it does. Especially with someone kind of up there, whatever, in age. No, but just if he's watching, that's my boy. So anyway, so he didn't want to run one weekend. I think he got in an accident in enduros and he messed his back up. I don't know if he pulled a muscle or whatever, but so he told him he didn't want to race. So they threw me in the car that weekend, and I didn't get no test sessions at the track on Friday. We were, but it rained out. And then so I basically showed up on Saturday, sat in the seat first thing when we unloaded, and I brought some extra padding with me and then put padding in the seat. And the first practice on Saturday, that was my first lap.
You needed padding in the seat, and Roger ain't that big.
No, well, it was mainly for my head.
I was going to say.
Roger is old school, so he's got a lot more neck muscles than I do. So I needed.
Well, you're really going down on this thing about Roger being old.
No. So back in the day, obviously, they didn't have these fancy little headrests that I'm used to now. When I'm driving, I want my head like this and don't even want to think about it moving. Where, like Charlie and Roger and all them old school guys, they can race like this all night long and do it. I can't. I'll admit it. I can't keep up racing like that. So, but yeah, we had a good night. It was a twin night. I think we qualified 7th out of, I don't know, 14, 15 cars, maybe something like that. And then finished 7th in the first twin, inverted, and then we finished 5th in the second twin. So it was a great weekend, I think. And they got a lot of stuff going on right now, so we're all hoping it's going to be a pretty big and successful year. So
who works on your cars, or who owns your car, or whatever?
All right, so
street stock.
Yep. So Charlie owns the Super Street. He owns it. I keep the car at my house. We don't have a shop. We had a shop at one time. We had a fire a couple years ago, so that kind of separated us a little bit. So car's kept at my house. It's basically me and Mark Powell. He's been out here for a long time. He comes over and we pretty much every week get the car ready and fix it up, and that's about it. Every now and then if we get in a hunch, you know what I mean, I'll call some of the enduro guys like Mikey Chin and Phil Nelson, Charlie and Cody. But yeah, pretty much when it ain't much going on, it's me and Mark out there in the shop, you know what I mean, keeping it going. So you
better watch out. Cody starts doing good in that U car.
He's coming.
You might be looking for another ride.
It's coming. I know it's coming. So, I'm looking forward to it. I've had a lot of success with the Super Street, and we had a lot of success right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like my first race in it, when we first built it, I was half a tenth from breaking the track record from when Renault Marchetti broke it on a fresh repave. You know what I mean? So that alone, I was just like, I don't know how much I need, you know what I mean? I don't know. It was a feel-good moment, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, and then I think it took like 3 races, and then we won our first race. You know what I mean? So I've got a lot of success with it. I'm very happy with how things are going with it and with myself as a driver. Just want to get that championship just to say we got it. You know what I mean? So,
I'm probably going to tell you something you probably already heard, but I stood up around the racetrack a couple times last year when you were racing in the Super Street, and everybody told me, says that car's illegal, man. That boy, he can't drive like that. I mean, I heard that over and over again. What was the deal with
Haters
that?
are gonna hate, ain't they?
Yeah, they're gonna hate. I mean that's the way. Truth be told, and I'm gonna be honest. Before I got into racing, I had that same attitude. Like if someone's out there beating everybody, whether it's by an inch or a lap, you know what I mean? People with that kind of attitude is going to say, oh, the only reason why they're winning is because they're cheating. If you're winning, you're automatically cheating in a lot of people's eyes. You know what I mean? And now we got thrown out, so I'm sure that made them people happy for 2 weeks in a row. But I tell everybody this, and what makes us win races is we're working on it. We're working on it all the time. You know what I mean? Every week we're going through it. We're doing the proper maintenance on it. We're keeping up. We're taking the right notes. We're coming to the track when we're testing and practicing. We're making the right calls and adjustment. And I'm about to be 24, but with how young I am, I've got a lot of experience out here. And I've been out here since I was 16, and I got more years working with Phil Warren than I do driving. You know what I mean? So when I have someone like that in my ear that I've been working with for years, no matter who you are, you think that he's learned from the best of the best out here. You know what I mean? So the dude's got 7 championships here, and I think 1 at Southampton and 2 at Southside. I think he's got like 10 total. I think. So it's like,
I mean, his stats
Yep.
speak for themselves.
Yep. And then I got experience with the Can-N series, working with them, and I've got a lot of experience and a lot of racing. You know what I mean? And all that's working on these cars. So I've got a lot of years figuring out what make these cars work. You know what I mean? And I said in victory lane a bunch of times. Anybody that wants to say we're winning because we're cheating, we're working. You know what I mean? It's just plain and simple. You know what I mean? That's not being cocky. That's just the truth.
For sure.
We're out there every night working on it.
You got Roger Story over there helping you too, right?
He was doing the enduro stuff. He never got involved with the super street. I think I had him made a couple panels for me when I was working at the port, and he just did that just to give me a hand. But yeah, Roger's moved on. He's doing some other stuff. He's not with us no more. But we're all still great buddies. It didn't end in no negative way. It was just kind of that time.
So he got too old and you kicked him out?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Can you imagine?
Roger's got a lot of experience also.
But can you imagine what it's going to be like if Scott Allen ever wins a race?
There's going
to be a whole grandstand full of people saying he cheated.
Look,
they can say whatever they want to.
Look, I'm gonna be celebrating with them. I think there'll be everybody at track celebrating when that happens.
Even Jack will.
That's right.
Don't let him fool you.
He's gonna be like, "Let me go to my truck and get the Boner Rant bottle." That's what he's gonna be saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrea Calkins, I need to stop for a second and talk to you.
You can't do two things.
Appreciate you. Well, I can't do two conversations at one time. Appreciate you and all you've done for us with factory canopies and everything. Appreciate you loving the show. And if you'd like to come on next week with Leland Hunneman, I say do it. We'll make a.
I mean, she's better looking than he is.
Well, don't take much. He's my like Riley's your little shit. He's my little shit.
Pretty much.
How does Riley always come up? That's what I want to know.
Because he's a little shit.
Oh my god, dude.
He's funny. He's my buddy.
Oh yeah.
You hang around with him, so
I've been around him enough.
Were you not the one who put the shoes in the freezer and everything?
I had a partner with that. I had a partner with that.
Throw his shoes up there and watch it.
Done that. We put his socks in the freezer one time before we went out to dinner. We dipped them in the water, and they sat there for about hours. So they were pretty crisp when he found them. Oh my God.
You can't help but like pick on him, right?
No, well, he gives it back. That's the problem. And when he gives it back, he goes for like heart hurting. Like he doesn't go back like I don't know if Brendan wants to hear this or not, but I think he told Brendan like late in the year, I'm the one that's been carrying this team. I got 15 something wins, and you got one Hampton Heat win or whatever. He's like, I'm carrying this team. And I'm like,
that sounds like
this dude goes for hearts. Like he does not care. Like,
no, he doesn't.
He does not.
After the Hampton Heat, I was standing there and somebody was complaining about the finish, you know, and Riley was like, I don't care. Or you got the trophy?
Yeah.
Like we're over here with the trophy, so shut up. Oh Lord. That boy,
oh my gosh, I don't know how Miss Barbara was back in the day.
Oh,
I
no idea.
I think he's pretty close to her. I think he's pretty close to her from the stories I've heard.
I
don't know. I don't know if it'd be that bad. She was tough back in the day.
So now, who all you got sponsoring your car this year?
Well, right
besides
now,
Mark's Barn.
Yeah, well, we got them, of course. And then we obviously still have Bryant Motorsports Auto Sales. We got Hydraulic Repair Corporation coming back on board, and Embroidery Print House. But those four are the only people I got right now. I'm still searching for partners. So that was, I guess it's a good thing I'm on here. Hopefully a lot of people see it. They're interested in getting on a couple cars or one car or the other. You know what I mean? I'm sure we can work something out. So.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you said you've been around here for a long time. How did you get started in racing?
So overall in racing, I used to race motocross when I was little, and then we got out of that, and then in 2013, I raced trucks out here, super trucks, and then I raced that for a couple years, and then got out of that, and then I was full-time with the late model with Queen from then to 2019, and that was my first year running Super Street, so I backed away from that to concentrate on my own stuff, so, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty cool deal. Well, I know that's we're ready for the season to get started.
Yep, very excited.
Go out there and knock some fenders around with some folks?
That's right. That's right. I gotta remember on the modifieds, they ain't got no fenders. So
Yeah, you will hop on them bad boys.
I'll be knocking wheels, and that was another funny thing. My first day when I was supposed to drive it, Mark Wirtz came over and we were talking. I was like, "You got any advice on these things?" He's like, "You never tested?" I was like, "No, it's my first day." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "All right, just," he's like, "Well, just go out there and take it easy. You know what the deal is." He was like, "When you shift on the restarts, you got to grab them gears. It ain't no street ride." I was like, "Oh, one more thing, you ain't got no fenders, so be careful on restarts and doing people up the hill." I'm like, "Yeah, I appreciate that reminder." So
Yeah, it ain't no going.
no. So.
Well, I hope you have a good year down in the
Be busy.
modifieds.
Are they have you looked at the schedule? Is the modifieds and Super Streets racing the same night?
It's it's like 50-50, I think, almost with them two. But it's one weekend this year where I won't be here, and that's May 1st. That's none of our stuff don't run that night. But if the other than that weekend, I'll be here every weekend with UCAR, Enduro, Super Street, or Modified. So, and sometimes I don't even know if all four run in a night. I'm not sure, but I know there's several nights where like three of them
Sawyer
run.
Automotive on there?
Yeah. I think he talked about coming back on board. I haven't talked to him. I need to go back and go see him. I'm glad y'all reminded me on that. Or somebody did. Mark did.
Powell, yeah.
Yep. So, but anyways,
You got a good following
hmm
behind you. People that they're always sending me messages.
hmm
What do you have against Colby? Why can't he come on the show?
hmm
And I didn't have anything against Colby. To be,
What you said before he got here?
I know he was probably like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait till he leaves." We're gonna get. Is that why you made me go first? So you can get me out of here real quick.
Oh, you're not going. You're not going anywhere.
Oh, I know. I'm not. Now I'm gonna stay.
You're not going. You may not be sitting there, but you're gonna be around here.
I'm gonna be right there.
So anyway, well, we appreciate it. We're gonna bring.
That's Aaron.
Where's he at? He's hiding or something?
He's hiding.
Oh, there he is. We're gonna bring Aaron, and he's got
All
an
right.
announcement he needs to make.
All right.
You don't go nowhere because we're gonna still be talking to you along with everything. But and then we'll come back to you in just a second. Let's get Aaron in here and get him to tell us what's going on.
Come on in.
Come on, Aaron.
Don't wait for an invitation.
Okay.
You might be waiting a while.
Are you still bringing your car?
Yeah.
All right, we've got the legend Aaron Leach here with us.
I'm not a legend.
He's almost as good as Danny Millard, but
Pretty close. Pretty close.
we don't see.
I mean, you got Danny and then Aaron. I mean, Aaron's just right there.
I mean, he did make that awesome slingshot move.
I'm telling you, he ate your dust. I mean, you just didn't.
I mean, it was almost like I waved him by.
I know.
I mean, you would think that.
But anyway, I asked to come on
Okay.
because Chuck Hall had got a hold of me, and we are going to be announcing that we're going to do kind of a meet and greet car show swap meet on the 27th. It's going to be the same day as Langley's open practice, but we're going to be set up in the outside pits. It's free. You're going to have certain drivers such as Scott Allen. He's going to have his car out here, so you can come by, figure out how he got started and everything. We're going to have pretty much every class available for the Hampton Roads Kart Club also, so you can walk around, ask questions, see how you can get started. Your kids can get started, whatever, and then try to have a vehicle and driver from every Langley division also set up. And again, it's going to be free. It's going to be from 10 to 4, and it's all about, just, hey, how do I get started? How do we get more people interested? And yeah, it's going to try to be a good time, weather permitting.
Tell us about the swap meet. What all?
Anything. If you have something that you want to try to get rid of for big cars, go-karts, drag cars, whatever, I mean, just let us know and we will get a spot set up. And we're going to try to allow anybody that's coming out to be part of the swap meet and or meet and greet to come in a little bit early, but it's going to be 10 to 4 for the general public. And again, it's outside pits, free. Of course, if you are wanting to try to go into the track while they're having the practice, you're going to have to get a pit pass. So outside pits is going to be free, and that's going to be 10 to 4. And swap meet, if you have something that you're trying to unload, get rid of, think that somebody else might be interested in it, bring it out, and we'll go from there.
Sounds like it's going to be, that's a pretty big deal that you got going on there to try to introduce everybody into the kart club and everything.
Yeah, when Chuck pitched the idea, I mean, it kind of snowballed, and we were trying to get a lot of people. I immediately started thinking about people that have started in the kart club and now running on Saturday night. Right now we have Caitlin Joyner. She's going to have her car out here, which I guess is another teammate of Scott's, kind of, with Miles of Seamless Gutters or whatever it is. We're also...
she's carrying the team.
Her back probably hurts. Yeah, so we reached out to quite a few of the drivers who, again, started on Sunday with the kart club and have grown and went to Saturday night racing. And so, yeah, if you want to come out, bring the family, walk around, talk to people. If you know somebody who is thinking about getting into it and don't know where to start, this is the best time to come out, walk around and talk to people. Again, Scott started off, he's been around for a little while, but I mean, he did the wing champs and he's done a bunch. So he's a good one to talk to about where to spend money and hopefully where not to spend money and how to do things smartly. And I mean, that's the whole name of the game, is trying to do things smartly.
What are you looking at?
I thought you were paying him some money to say
Oh,
all that.
I mean, we've said it before. Scott and I have had our differences, but I mean, we're good now.
We're not racing at the same time anymore.
He might actually check his mirrors now.
Probably not. That's what I got a spotter for. That's what Dave's for.
Yeah.
If he says clear, I'm moving. I don't even look.
So yeah,
Not
again,
much has changed.
no, not really. But again, on the 27th, weather permitting, from 10 to 4. Like I said, it's free. It's going to be in the outside pits. You're going to enter over where, I don't know what gate number that is, but for the outside pits, they're going to ask that everybody leave over by the main ticket window and everything open for the people who are coming across to go practice. So everybody else will enter over the, I think that's like gate 4 or whatever. I'm not sure.
The main gate, the regular gate?
Yeah, the main gate that everybody else comes in that doesn't run late models, modified, stuff like that. So normal gate for us.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be good. I'm sure there'll be some carts for sale. There usually always is with some of those things. So if somebody wants to get involved in karting, it's be a good place to start. Get some information, buy something. You know, with the motor packages now, I think it's fairly economical to get going compared to what we were doing several years ago with the flatheads.
Yeah, again, just kind of like everything, the initial cost to get into it can be very expensive. However, with the motor program that we've switched over to for the wing champs, yeah, everybody's running multiple seasons on that motor without having to do anything to it. So instead of running
a big cost savings.
Oh yes, overall
Huge.
Large cost savings. But we tried to set this up so it'll be very family friendly and walk around, talk to people. I'm sure certain people will have things to give out and autograph cards and everything else. So we'll definitely have a good time.
Well, good. I think it's going to be a big deal. You might even be able to get some Colby Vance stuff when you come.
Hey, if he wants to throw some stuff out there, we'll give it away.
That's right.
There's plenty of people that are, I'm sure, offering up signatures and hero cards and everything else. You got to start early and get as many fans in the stands as you can early. Unless you're Scott Allen, then you're still begging.
For a long time. Anyway, well, we appreciate you stopping by and telling us that, because it's
Well, thanks again for having me, and everybody should be seeing something pop up here on Facebook and everything from Langley Speedway, again, giving out information about the event that is going to happen on the 27th, and hope to see everybody out.
all right. Well, we appreciate you coming by.
No problem. Thanks for having me again.
And maybe this year you and get a couple wins over Danny Millard, and you know, I mean, you don't want enough championships, you know.
There's never enough.
All right, appreciate it.
Guaranteeing anything.
All right,
Yeah.
we give you an inch.
Oh, I know. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, you might as well come on over here.
Man.
Sitting next to my new racing buddy.
Don't buy Scott's car.
Who you talking about, Jack or me?
We're friends now. We'll see after April 10th.
There you go.
You're right. We'll see what
We'll
happens.
see after that race.
Now, how long have you been racing?
About 6 years. My dad and uncle and them have been doing it with Rodney Wood for a long time. And then as I got older, kind of came on and helped a little bit, which was more drinking beer than really helping, changing tires. And then my cousin Thomas Marks drives an 88 late model. He got a U car and he ran for 1 year in that, I think, and got a grand stock. And then he handed me the keys to that, which I'll tell you what, a winter goes by really fast when you never raced before and you're nervous about it. That goes by real quick. So that's how I started. And,
So you're ready to try something new this year.
Yeah.
It's called the Pro 6.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm right about, I should be about Scott's
Height? Or what?
level of pro and Pro 6, right?
No, I don't think so.
Come on, man.
We'll see.
We'll see. I put the rookie stickers on there for him.
So I knew.
Yeah. And I got him
Did
big
you
so,
like me?
so he could read.
I understand he's still got to wear his again this year. So,
I put mine real big.
so you know about Scott's reputation in racing and the Pro 6s and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
Have you, you got that right. I like you, man. But I mean, you're going out there with some. You got some good guys in that division.
Yeah.
Some good ones, and then you've got some others.
He's not talking about you, is he?
No, not at all.
But you just gotta go out there and. But you do know the difference in the pedals.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already got in the car and worked.
I've already got in the car and went down the road with it. I will say the clutch and brake's pretty close. I can see where you got that mistake made. I've personally never done that, but
We'll see.
there's always time
Is
for
the
new
U-car,
things.
is the U-car automatic or manual?
No, it's manual,
Oh, okay.
but we'll see. Hopefully I can not miss
Your
a
foot's
shit.
probably a little big like mine. So
Yeah, size 13.
So, what made you decide to go to the Pro 6s this year? Is it because Scott's in that class and you can beat him?
Yeah, that was part of it. It was kind of like at least not a last place finish.
right.
And then, we were just I was kind of joking around with it with my wife, and kind of said I was going to get a Pro 6. And the next thing I know, my garage was slammed full of a Pro 6. I couldn't even move around. So it just kind of happened.
So who
Once you commit, you got to go, like he said, all the way. Fake it till you make it. All that. You just.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a fun class. I mean, it really is. And overall, for cost wise, it's a very economical class to run.
Well, we'll see how things
as
go.
long as fenders and stuff stay on it,
Yes.
it's probably economical.
Fact.
And you're not having to get it clipped and stuff.
Yeah, that would not be good.
I can't go buy another car. So if I wreck this one bad enough, that's
Well, there ain't
it.
another one to buy.
Can I
think
rent
there's-
yours?
No.
Oh. See what I'm saying?
Somebody already tried to rent it a couple years ago. I said no. I'm like, I'm not getting in between y'all stuff. That's a hard no.
So you ran the U cars before, and
Yep.
How long have you run the U cars?
That was 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And the people in the class are a lot of fun. Now there's a lot more, people in it. If I had another one, I'd run that too. But I'm going to stick with Pro 6. And
It's
my
hard to
goal
do
is to
two
beat
things.
Scott. If I beat him, I'm retiring. That's it. Done.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
It's over.
You said it real high.
I can't wait to come out here and see this. This is gonna be good. So, how many wins did you have? Any wins in the U cars?
I had 3.
Okay, we'll see.
So that was 2019. It was a car I bought from Tim Wilson and them. Had a V8 in it, one of those. But in order to beat Florian product, you got to have big stuff.
So,
Fact, right?
Scott Allen, he's easy to beat. That's what Austin Davis said.
Yeah. I told you I like having fun on the show.
Right.
I've been waiting for my turn for like 6 years now, or however long y'all started. I'll even put your stickers on both sides of my car.
And you're gonna get some. I got them coming in this week.
I'll put a big arrow on it. When I go by Scott, he'll see it.
I got a new friend now that's doing my stickers for me.
You got a new friend.
Yeah, I used to
Has
get
he met you yet? Or
It's a sheep.
Oh.
This is but the guy that we normally
Does
have.
your wife know about this?
Yes, she's the one who told me to get it done there. See, you're way behind here, Scott. I don't know what you're trying to pick at. It ain't gonna work. But she's the guy normally had it. You know, we had to send away and get it done, and it cost a little bit of money. Well, this is gonna be pretty neat. So yeah, we'll have stickers.
Good.
We'll put them on yours car, and you know.
Does he get any of that?
Well, you know, he didn't want them before, so I don't know if he's going to want them this year or not either. But, you know, I got statistics that will back what my stickers will do.
Is it like a conflict of interest because y'all are, you know, partners in the show, or?
No, he can put stickers on there if he wants to. The two guys that beat him last year in the points got stickers. They had my stickers on the car. I'm even go over and stick one on Colby Vance's car, and don't tell him what he's going to do.
I got plenty of space for it.
Go over there.
Problem, it don't come with a check. That's the problem.
Yeah, don't come with checks. We don't do checks.
Okay.
We just do stickers.
They're pretty rubbery.
But the stickers that we got give you an extra 10th.
Okay.
I mean, it's a known fact.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna put them.
He's lying. I did the whole fucking hood. I didn't get nothing.
But you put the thing on the hood. Did I not say you put the thing on the hood?
Actually, I didn't even have anything to do with it. Robert made it up. I showed up and they had driver of the week on there.
So when you go, you need to win driver of the week one week.
All right.
I tell you, when you beat Scott, we'll put you up for driver of the week.
All right.
You know, because Scott can't get driver of the week. He's out of the running. So, you know, that's the rules.
It's kind of like, yeah. So, you know how it's like when they say when you're winning, you're cheating, and I win this, and then they got to make a rule up for me.
Well, I mean,
Just saying.
I know the feeling.
Now, see, there you go, talking that bad stuff again.
They can't see me no more. So.
All right, let's take a break right here for a second. Let's get Doug Rice on here real quick.
Doug figured it out.
I'm so glad he did.
What's up, Doug? How you doing, bud?
Doing fantastic. My iPad doesn't do Chrome, so I had to go steal the wife's laptop. So there we go.
Oh, okay.
Did you ask permission?
Oh, yes, sir. Once you get 43 years of marriage, I've asked a lot of permission.
I know how you feel. I'm going to be married 40 this year, and I don't do a whole lot of stickery. I mean, you know, I don't do a lot of that either.
I haven't learned much in all this time. Just ask.
Well, Doug, it's an honor to have you on with us and talking to you. I know you've been around this sport for a long time, and you and I had a conversation one time in the airport down at Tampa. You were down for the Hooters Cup race down there.
Yep, out at Lakeland. Sure do.
Yep. And you and I were in the line to get there on the airplane to come home, and we were sitting there talking, and I said, "That's Doug Rice." I said, "That's one of them racing people that I really like listening to on the radio."
He probably didn't say that back.
No, he probably didn't say that back.
Well, I appreciate that a lot. I broadcast a lot of laps over the years. It's been fun. This will be 33 years with PRN this year.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
It's a lot of races, I guess.
So what do you, over those years that you've been involved in the sport, what are some of the things you've seen in this sport that, you know, the changes that have been made that, you know, just sometimes makes you think differently about the sport or whatever, you know, good or bad?
Well, I think the overriding thing has been the influence of technology. When I started covering racing, and I'm not a car guy. I don't have a big toolbox. I don't work on cars on the weekend. I'm not that guy. I like calling the action. I like telling the story. But seeing the technology move from a mechanical race car to an engineered race car has been one of the biggest things. That and corporate trying to take over a lot of the aspects of racing. But I think maybe the move from a mechanical-based race car that people worked on, massaged, moved metal around, Smokey Unicked it, Ray Evernhammed it, to what we have today, which is far, far away from a mechanical-based race car.
What do you think next year is going to hold when they bring in the new car next year? Nobody knows a whole lot about it. I understand that, but what do you think is going to be the benefits and the pitfalls in it?
Well, the benefits, and I know all of the old timers like me get scared when we bring in something new, is going to be, I think, we have to do something drastic to get people in 18 to 25 to 35 interested in what we're doing, because they did not grow up in a car culture. They did not grow up working on cars or caring about race car drivers like I did, like you did. So I'm hoping that a car that looks a little bit more like something they're familiar with will draw them to it. What it does on the racetrack, I got no idea. You know, I don't know. I mean, I hear a lot of talk and hope that it holds up and gives us better racing. My dream, and I don't think this is too outlandish, would be to see the same kind of racing in Cup that we see week in and week out in the Xfinity Series. I like those races. Mm-hmm. I think they're fun. I like the composite bodies banging up against the wall and guys keep driving, you know, and in a Cup race, a guy dents a fender in by 1/8 of an inch and he's done for the day. And, you know, I'm hoping we see that, but we have so little to know that, you know, it's a crapshoot right now.
With the COVID and everything that we've had this past year and all the things that have come about, you know, the changes they've made, no practice and all this. Do you see, as a person who is heavily involved in the sport more than we are, that you see this is going to become the new norm from now on?
I think some level of practice may come back. I really do. I mean, NASCAR's officials have talked about that at least from a safety side, I think it would be nice to be able to take your car down and shake it down and make sure all the oil fittings are where they need to be and the car's ready to race. So I think we're going to see some level of practice come back into the game. I don't know that we're ever going to see qualifying every week again, because it's a lot of time invested for not much reward. And I have not had a single fan tell me in the past year plus, man, I really miss qualifying. Wish they'd bring that back. I think once that was taken away, there's not a real appetite for it to come back.
Yeah, I agree. I've just looked at it. I'm one of those guys that has a hard time accepting change in a lot of things, but I see things that after they take place a little bit, I'm beginning to see, okay, well, maybe that was a good deal. I wasn't big on this segment racing. I thought that was kind of, you know, I wasn't sure what that was going to be like. But and now I'm sold on it. I think it makes good racing.
I really like the stage racing, and I've talked a lot about this with people on our PRN team. I would like to see something changed for the road courses, because I think it's taken a big part of the strategy play out of when to pit and how to pit. Still have the stages, still count them. You finish 25 laps, top 10, pay out and stuff, but don't throw a caution. Force these teams to have to plot the race. Do they want to play for points? Do they want to play to win? At road courses, I just don't know that it's a necessary evil. Everywhere else, I like it. And on another side of it, when we broadcast the races, that stage race gives us a chance to plant commercials, and we can run a bevy of spots. And the listener driving down I-85 never knows, they've never missed anything. They haven't missed any laps. So for us, that's a natural place to run some commercial inventory and not cheat our race fans.
Mm-hmm. In your eyes, how much did the COVID really hurt the sport?
It hurt financially. It hurt everybody. Racetracks didn't sell tickets, hot dogs, sweets, billboards. Race teams couldn't sell new sponsorships. People across the board lost their jobs, just like the rest of America, just like everybody else. Mm-hmm. So there was that damage, but in a weird kind of way, I think in the long run, and don't hate on me for saying this, I think it's going to help the sport, because I think it let NASCAR's hierarchy make some changes that were desperately needed. I know you said you're a guy that doesn't like change, and a lot of us feel that way. But I think some of the things that they decided to do, going to new racetracks, doing away with qualifying, proven that you don't have to have a 3-day show to have a really good show.
Right.
I think in the long run, it's going to pay big benefits. And I love this new schedule this year. I mean, there was no reason on the planet that we needed to go to Dover, Delaware twice or Chicagoland once. I mean, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about this race at Bristol? I know that's a PRN track, so I know you're excited about that.
I have no earthly idea. Earthly, get it? Dirt.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have no idea what we're going to see. It could be a total disaster, but I think people will like it no matter what, because if the weather's nice and it's different, and they're going to be racing up there this weekend. They've got all kind of dirt late models and everything else, which I think is really smart because they're playing around with this dirt to make sure that by the time the trucks and the cup cars roll in there, it's going to be a good show. I'm hoping for the best. I don't want it to be a crash fest, but at the same time, I don't want it to be tame. I want something in between, and I think that's what we'll get. I do think there will be some drivers like a Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe that have a lot of dirt time, a lot of dirt seat time, and I think they're gonna do better than the Joey Logano's who have never raced on dirt before.
Yeah, right. I agree with you on that. Now, what kind of differences what do you all have to prepare for at PRN to get ready to go to a dirt race? If you've never been to the dirt, and what kind of things are you all looking to do?
Well, one of the things that we're doing is we're bringing in a guy, and you may know him, Lenny Baticki. Lenny is our short track, dirt track expert. Has a great show on PRN, and Lenny's going to come in and work pit road for us.
Are you going to give him any Adderall? He's a little hyper.
Yeah, no, he gets. No, but he does get a little jacked up. I may keep him away from Waffle House so he can't have any coffee. But Lenny knows his stuff about that, and he is going to be kind of our boots on the ground down on pit road to let us know how the track is reacting. I mean, Mark Arrow and I can tell you what order they're running in. That part of it's not going to change, but how that track is affected by these cars. And that's one of the big things. And thankfully, I guess, the main event's only 250 laps with 4 15-lap heat races. So it has the potential to be over really quick. I mean, all you got to do is, knock off 25 laps without a caution, and you've run a big chunk of the race.
Yeah, with all the years that you've spent in the racing, what are some of your highlights that you look back on that you are really excited about that you've been a part of?
Things I got to call.
Yeah.
One of them was fairly recently. It was the first race on the Roval at Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
And that race, everybody had predicted Armageddon, we're going to crash cars. There will be nobody left. And it was really relatively tame except for one big crash. But then it came down to the end with Truex and Jimmy Johnson banging on each other for the win, and they banged on each other so hard they spun out 300 feet from the start-finish line, and Blaney won. Yeah. And it's really funny how fate intervenes sometimes. That was my turn to call the end of the race. Mark and I alternate. So, we try to be fair about that. And Mark warned me right before that. He goes, Doug, he says, remember, he said, when they come off of 4, they've got to go through that chicane. Don't let that fool you because, I've called 1,000 races where they're coming off of 4 and the guy's leading and he's going to win. I said, thanks. And I remember that, and they come off of 4, and lo and behold, they bang into each other and they spin out, and here comes Dave Blaney. And I had the presence of mind to get the call right. Tony Stewart's first win at the Brickyard. I was working for IMS Radio. That was pretty cool because that's back when the Brickyard had huge crowds and the place was just going nuts. With about 5 laps to go, you could hear the excitement building, and every time he came by a start-finish line, it got louder and louder. That was really neat. And you want your call to match the moment. You don't want to overhype it. I'm not Al Michaels. I don't have a do you believe in miracles, but you try to give that moment what it deserves. And then I called the ARCA race at Charlotte that Adam Petty won. And
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday, you know, because there was a lot of hype around that. And then at the end of the race, Adam's down in victory lane with Richard and Kyle. And, you know, I'm pretty good friends with Kyle Petty. And that was a big day for me personally. There have been a lot of great races, been a lot of exciting finishes. But I think Tony at the Brickyard and the Roval a couple of years ago, right up there.
You know, you and Mark Garrow do a great job together. I mean, I love listening to you and Mark Garrow together with PRN. I mean, it's just, I don't know how you have such a natural.
You already got him on the show. You don't.
I know that, but I mean, it's
up.
a natural.
Oh, come on. I like that. I get none of that at home. Okay.
This is my saying. I mean, it's a natural flow between you guys. I mean, it's just, you know, I love listening to you guys talk and be a part of that.
Well, we've worked on this since the early 80s, doing back with a radio network called Capital Sports, doing what was in the Busch series. We did all the races that were not tied to the NASCAR races. So we went to South Boston and Rougemont and up in Maine to Oxford Plains and all of these little hole-in-the-wall racetracks and did those races together for like 4 years. So we kind of developed a little bit of chemistry there. And it's really odd. Mark and I are totally different people. The things that he's into, I don't care about. You know, I'm this sci-fi rock and roll geek, and Mark, I don't think's ever watched an episode of Star Trek. So, you know, but we get up there and we talk about before the race ever starts. What are the storylines that we're looking at today? We usually try to pick out 3 things that we're going to focus on. Now, they may change. That none of those things may materialize, but at least that gives us a starting point to start talking about on the broadcast.
Well, Doug, we appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us tonight. I know you got a lot of things going on. Got the race in Atlanta this weekend, and then off to Bristol. I know that's going to be big. So
it's going to be a fun year. We've got Atlanta, then we've got Bristol, then we take almost a month off, and then we're going down to Austin, Texas for the Circuit of the Americas, which is just awesome. I had a chance to visit down there about a month ago, and that looks like an alien racetrack, sci-fi reference, that was dropped out of space. It blew my mind. And I've been to a lot of speedways, but seeing that place in real terms, I think the NASCAR show down there is just going to be fantastic.
Well, Doug, we appreciate you being with us and taking a few minutes, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to normal where we can come to the racetrack and see you guys in the media center there at Charlotte and be able to talk to you again and see how everything goes.
Can't happen soon enough. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you a lot. We appreciate it, man.
All righty.
Can you imagine Garrow, him, and Patiki?
No. Just Garrow himself.
At Bristol, all 3 of them. But they didn't say nothing about Wendy Venturini. That's the good-looking one of the bunch.
Right. Oh, he's laughing.
But anyway, that's got to be fun with Lenny Patiki anytime.
Oh, yeah. He's always on the chip. It's such a good guy, too.
Now, Brandon here says that he's going to quit racing if he beats you.
If he beats me.
Uh-huh.
Well, hopefully he's going to be running for a while.
Do you hope so?
He going to be running for a while.
Man.
How many cars are y'all guys expecting in the Pro Sixes this year total? I keep hearing
10
more.
or so?
Yeah, I think it was 10 or more, at least 10
or
or 12.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, obviously last year not having that many cars kind of sucked because it's no fun.
Yeah,
If
no,
you're not,
that's about one car with 4 or 5 cars max, you know.
Just a few years ago.
It's boring. I'd rather run like 11th place between 20 cars on the track than, you know, first and
Yeah, I mean, at least you're racing with somebody.
So you wouldn't be happy about being 5 cars and getting the top 5 every week and making a big deal out of that, would you?
No, probably not. No.
Well, the guy sitting beside me, his thing was he finished top 5 every week, except the last week. Didn't finish top 5 that week.
What happened?
Oh, I broke one. I got the wreck, and then we had motor issues from 5 or 6 races. took out of most of it.
But he finished top 5.
Yeah.
And it had an outside pole too, so
There you go.
but he screwed that up.
Was that the brake pedal clutch? that mix up?
Yeah.
So Colby says he's gonna sit down and tell you which pedal.
Teach me something.
Here's a guy that goes cars and all the way up. Now he's gonna be driving a super street and gonna be driving a modified. Woo. He could teach you some things.
He probably could.
And
Brandon's going to teach me.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon's gonna teach you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon be teaching. You need to follow behind and learn how to.
Just follow behind me and watch what I do.
Yeah. All right, I see Joey Seward on there, sitting back there. He looks like he's ready to talk. So let's get him on here.
What's up, Joey? How you doing? Turn your mic on.
There we go. Sorry about that. I'm
That's
pretty
all
good, man. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, man. So tell us all about racing down in Halifax. What do you got going on this year? Or Dixieland, wherever you're gonna be running.
Well, I run Halifax, County Line, and I want to try to get some Dixieland shows in, but it's kind of hard. A lot of times I work on Fridays in Richmond area, so it's hard for me to try to make a Friday night show there, But I kind of split between Halifax and County Line. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, where I want to go.
So how does it look like down there in Halifax for car counts? Are the car counts building any down there at Halifax?
Yeah, no, the pure stock V8s, which is what I run, is getting more and more every week. The 4 cylinders, they're kind of hit and miss sometimes because you got County Line running on the same night, which is right up the road. Late models is a pretty good show. The Sportsman's a pretty good show, pretty good car counts. They're starting a new division this year, the Bomber class, which is more of a beginner V8 class. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. That's where I started in the Bombers. That's what I like. I like the stock classes.
So how many years you been racing, Joe? I know you've been around for a little while, but how long have you been racing?
I got back into it in 15 or 16. I started in 04 in a bomber car. I was 19. Then back then Halifax was Clary Speedway.
Yeah.
And right after that it shut down for a little while, and I kind of got out of it and worked life, and just didn't have time or the money to get back into it. And I decided, I said, well, I want to go back racing, and kind of tricked my wife into it because she wanted to get some horses, I said, well, I tell you what, I'll buy you some horses. If we get some horses, I'm gonna go back racing. So she found something she wanted, so I gave her the money to go get them. And I said, all right, next week I'm gonna pick up a car. She thought I was joking. I come back next week, I had a car. So we got back into it in 15.
Now, which one is cheaper, the racing or the horses? I heard both of them are pretty damn expensive.
Well, them hay burners, they're gone. We got rid of them. So no, we just got to the point where it's just too much going on, and a friend of ours up the road, he wanted them, and so we still go up there and mess with them, anytime we want to. So it worked out for the better.
You got the race car.
Yeah, I still got the race car, which actually that car, I sold it, and that car, I believe the guy has it now in Hagerstown, and my dad, he bought a car, and I was driving his, and which matter of fact, he just bought that back yesterday, and I started with a 2020 art car last year, Anderson race car, so, and I just had the new car blues last year, just had a lot of bad luck.
I mean,
I know the feeling.
I loved Halifax. I came down there a couple nights, and one night I did the V8 for them. I mean, that's a nice track, and I see where they're really doing a lot of work down there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. It's always been a fast little bull ring, and I'm interested to see what changes has been made. I haven't rode by there to check it out. I'm working all the time. And I'm not at work. I'm trying to get my stuff together and ready for this season. And I'm interested to see how fast it's going to be. It's going to be a big change. I think it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve.
Well, you got rid of Tom Elliott down here as the race director, so your things will be better.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know, I know Tom. He's an old asphalt guy. You know, so
Yeah.
we'll see how he converts over with the dirt and stuff. So we'll see.
Now, you live in Emporia. I understand. Do you still live in Emporia?
Yes, sir.
So I know you got ties with you got to have ties to the Emporia Flash. I know he'd help you get with a car.
Oh yeah, I know Mike. It's been a few times, I needed some parts, couldn't find stuff. I'd go up there to the farm and see Mike. You know, I've known him since I was a kid. You know, him and Tommy both. You know, I grew up with my dad racing. All the time, and I grew up going around with him to everybody's old shops. You know, so like I said, a lot of parts I need and can't find, or I won't be able to get it in time. I can shoot up there to Mike's, and most of the time he'll have it.
So who all helps you with your car, Dylan?
Mostly it's just me and my daddy. You know, me and him, we do just about everything ourselves. You know, we got another friend of ours that helps us, Dinky, Carl Grizzard. You know, he's like another daddy to me. You know, he comes when he can, and he goes with me to the track every week. You know, he's my tire man. You know, but mostly it's my son. He helps out a lot. He's 12 going on 35, I think sometimes, but he's a big help. He's learning a lot, and he's showing a lot more interest in it now, and I'm glad of that too.
But don't push that too fast, because I had one that did the same thing, and he thank goodness he didn't ever want to drive. He just wanted to work on them. So that's I know how that works. Yeah,
I'm interested to see, because I'm not sure if he's wanting to drive as much as I did, when I was a kid. But I'm interested to see. I'm going to try and get him on his go-kart this year up at our Brunswick Speedway if they open up, and see if he gets any good interest in it and takes off with it. See how it works.
Jay will be looking for a ride in another year or two.
Maybe so. He's a big boy. He'll probably fit in my seat.
How many races do they have scheduled down at Halifax for your class and the other classes this year?
I looked at the schedule, and I know we're on it most every week. I think the Bombers and the Full Centers are going to swap out some of the U cars and stuff, but I think somewhere up there around 16 at Halifax, maybe 18 or 20, I think, at County Line. We're on the schedule every week at County Line too. Like I said, it just depends on, if County Line's having a money race, I go run County Line. If Clary's going to have a money race, I go run there. Or I try to make the money race at Dixieland too. Because if you're going to race somewhere, you just want to try and win the most money as you can.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
So how many races will you do in a year?
Last year I didn't get to make the 5 because I was working on that new car, and I was kind of late getting it finished, and with work schedule, I was working out of town at the time, and had maybe 1 or 2 days off and trying to do your family thing while you're off and trying to get your car going, and you kind of try to do the best what you can with your time, but it all depends on my work schedule. I'm a construction worker, so they come up and tell you got to work the weekend. You got to work the weekend. If you've got emergency outage or something somewhere, you got to go. So feeding the families first.
But yeah, you can't feed them off a race car, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly right. Sometimes I wish you could feed them on old parts. You got plenty of them laying around.
All right, who all you got for sponsors on your car?
Mainly, it's mostly family stuff. My mom, she's got a store here in Emporia, Reflections by Sandra, a boutique right there on Main Street. She helps me out a lot. She helps me out a lot by letting my daddy come out and help me. But yeah, my wife, she's got a salon in the same building, Therapy by Shannon. I'm a good friend of mine, Josh Wilson with Wilson Farms. He helps me out some, and one of my biggest helps is right there in Newport News, right up the road from where y'all are. Marty Strickland. He's my uncle. He builds my motors. He does my rear ends. If I call him, he's there.
Well, that's cool. I mean, you got a pretty good deal there.
Yeah, we try. We do the best we can with what we got.
Well, Well, Joe, I appreciate you being with us, man, and being with us on the show tonight. I mean, I know you got a lot going on there with getting ready for racing season, and I hope I can get down to Halifax and see you guys race, or maybe you come over to Dixieland sometime. We'll go down there and watch you race.
Yeah, I want to make some more Dixieland shows. Definitely. I ran down there one time, I think 2 years ago, and first time I've ever been on the track. Finished second in the heat and finished third in the feature. So done pretty good there. So I'd like to get back down there and try it out.
Okay. Well, we'd like to see you down there, and let us know when you go that way, and we'll try to come down there and watch you race.
Yes, sir. I sure will. Thank y'all.
All right. Appreciate it, Joey. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. See y'all.
Okay. I don't know. I can't get nothing started. I'm trying to find a way to get something started between the two of y'all, but I can't get it going good.
Yeah, just said wait till week 1.
Yeah.
we might be like this a little bit. Although that would be fun as long as nobody gets wrecked.
Right. Yeah.
Now, you and him are coming for the win at a race that you're going to kind of move it out of the way.
Depends on who's on the
That's a
inside.
loaded question.
I know Colby will move somebody out of the way.
Old saying goes, 8 tires handle better than 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still trying. I'm not getting anywhere right now. After that first race, I'll see what happens.
Yeah.
When you're standing out on the racetrack throwing your fist at him or something.
This would be the helmet throw.
I don't know. Them helmets getting too expensive to be throwing. I just ordered one. So who all is helping you this year with the car?
Really, it's my buddy Chris Hayes. I'm sure Tommy Gilday will help. I don't really ask a whole lot of people because I'm not really that way. But anybody that wants to help, Colby, if you ain't doing nothing.
He said he's got one Saturday. He's free.
So that's really it. And then
you got any sponsors?
Mike Farley, Farley Financial, is supposed to sponsor. And then, like I said, that's it. I don't really push that area either. Just kind of pay for it as it go. If you can't afford it, wouldn't do it.
It helps a lot.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying I won't take any, but I just, I don't put it out there very often.
Rodney Davis says, "Don't worry, Brandon Wood will wreck Scott on the first lap." And somebody said, "Remember, Jack, I'm making barbecue for Scott's victory celebration."
I mean, at least Ed said you're going to go undefeated this year.
I
That's
know, right?
right?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Ed Clark.
Eddie Clark.
Ed Clark.
Oh, Ed Clark. Okay. He's isn't he getting senile or something?
I don't know. I mean, it should be a good season, especially when we have Travis back. Travis is gonna be tough to beat. Travis is good, and Travis is no dummy, and his dad's no dummy. And then Bobby Hall. I mean, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, we put on a good show and have plenty of cars.
Eddie Clark, you need to make some barbecue and bring it up here to the show, because if I'm gonna have to wait till Scott wins a race, I ain't gonna never get no barbecue. So anyway, well, we appreciate you guys being with us tonight, man. I know we had a lot going on here tonight, but
Thanks for having me.
appreciate it. Now maybe whoever always was after me about getting Colby Vance on the show, they'll leave me alone for at least a couple months.
That's right. I don't know who that would be. I don't know. I didn't know I had that many fans like that.
Oh yeah, I kept getting it all the time. Won't you have Colby Vance on? They gave me 2 names. I forget who the other one was. Get this one and Colby Vance. Oh, I know who it was. The Bryant kid, Kobe Bryant. Cody Bryant. That's Cody Bryant. That's who it was. Get him on. I ain't had him on the show yet. So
He's got to be the nicest kid, though. I mean, he is by far the nicest kid out there on Saturdays.
Yeah, he's chill. He's a good kid.
Yeah. The most polite, yes, sir, no, sir.
well, he's nothing like Riley then, is he?
Oh, no. No, they're both good kids. But yeah.
Colby still owes me union dues.
Who said that? Tyler or Mason? Mason said that? Tell him I've been paid that. They're talking about, oh my God, we have a union. I'm part of the tire union.
Oh,
I was part of it.
Were you kicked out? Is that why you had to start driving?
No. I don't know what they're talking about. They keep upping the dues on me. The dues now is like they want an enduro car. Where like before it was like they wanted like something to eat or whatever. And now they want an enduro car now. So they keep upping the dues on me.
Wow. Okay. I saw
we don't
something
have
earlier
no
about.
union, so don't worry about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, I'm ready for the season to get started, but get you out there in the Pro Sixes. I'm gonna see some Pro Sixes out there this year, and maybe if Scott actually does win a race this year, it'll be
We're
overall.
gonna tear the grandstands down if we do.
Well, that's after everybody hollers he's cheating, but I mean,
I don't care what they say.
I hope they don't throw you out like they did other people in this room.
Still don't care. What Phil always said, ain't no Astro beside your name.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, all right. Well, that's our show for tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in, liking our show. Really appreciate Brandon from coming out here and being here tonight, and Colby coming over here and being with us. And the announcement. Don't forget the announcement that Aaron made about the swap meet and everything on the 27th. I think that's going to be fun for everybody.
Yeah,
Go out
somebody
there.
needs something, looking for somewhere, especially if somebody wants to get involved in racing.
You gonna have
It's a
your
great
car
place.
ready by the 27th? Come out here and practice.
Yeah, it's pretty much ready now.
Okay.
So supposed to be out here next week. So we'll see.
So you said you're coming Monday to practice, right?
Look at you throwing it out there like that.
I start some stuff.
Don't tell him no secrets now.
Who was
Yeah,
it?
it's supposed to.
It was Rick Powson talking about. They were talking about he had a big motor, and he was sitting here telling us all about it. He said, "Don't say nothing on the show about it."
Second
That's
sentence.
up.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as that show turned on, I said, "Well, I understand you had a big motor in that truck."
He was a little upset about it.
He's been hounding me ever since.
He's like, God damn you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
well, we appreciate it. Next week, I'm really scared for next week's show.
What's that?
Well, we got Leland Honeyman Jr. coming on.
You know, a little smart ass kid. Him and Riley would be great.
Yeah.
Or great rivalries.
We went to Charlotte and was doing our show live in Charlotte from what was it?
It was a raise money.
Harley Davidson place. We were
Yeah,
doing
it was a charity thing.
it. So we were doing, and this guy
Motorfest.
This guy comes in, and then first thing he starts cutting me.
Man, he was giving him zingers, and then Jack look at him. He's like, "It'll come to you in a minute."
So he's
He was like in the 4th grade. I was dying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it back to him next week. Chase Dixon is gonna be with us. Gonna be running out of Kingsport this year.
Okay.
He's did the ARCA test too. He went down and did the ARCA test, so he'll be with us. And now the part I'm scared of: Robbie Davis, Austin Davis, and Paige Kane. They're gonna be with us too.
Man,
They're all
house.
gonna be here, not except.
So you're gonna stay at work working late that night?
No, that's Robbie Davis' his biggest fan. So I might stay home that night. Anyway, all right. Thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate it, and we'll see you again next week.